So obviously Disney, who make the Marvel Avengers films, have bought Fox, so there's a lot of talk about now they can cross over and those characters can meet each other. I mean, would you want to see those films mix in the future, and if you can find a way to
I'd see
come for it?
a Jean Grey Thor romantic comedy.
You know him.
Yeah.
So you could pitch
And
it
he's
to
fun
him.
to work with.
Yeah, let him know.
Don't know that he could decide that. I think that's more of a Disney decision. But
Yeah, but as long as he's on board, you
Oh,
know.
he'd be on board. Boy, oh boy, would he be on board.
Oh, he would be on board.
He likes to have fun. Little comedy.
Yeah, it could be a comedy, a buddy comedy. It doesn't have to be a romance. It kind of does.
Yeah, I think it should be.
I think it should be.
I think everyone will be here for that rom-com. Take it in a complete new direction.
Yeah. I love that. No powers, just them hanging out.
Or just like them in New York.
Just having a picnic in Central Park. Just have really mundane conversations.
About what it means to be a mutant.
Yeah.
This is what all these movie universes has been leading to. I love that.
Yeah. That's going to be the final one. The final of all of the superhero movies. It's just Jean and Thor just hanging out.
There has been a lot of talk, but none of us really seem to be talking that much about it.
Yeah.
Including like with Simon or Hutch. I think we all feel like this is the end, you know?
Yeah.
And man, it seems like a fitting end. And I'm, if I can speak for you.
Please.
I don't feel like either of us are spending time thinking about it, you know? Life's too short. We've done this. It's come to a nice end. And none of these decisions are in our hands. And yeah, we'll just see what happens.
Well, when I spoke to Simon Kinberg, he did say that he'd like to see Eric meet Iron Man. So I'm just warning you now.
Okay. I think I'd have the upper hand, just because of all the iron. But if he came up with a plastic suit, I could be in trouble.
Plastic Man.
Plastic Man.
That is a character, isn't it? In the DC universe, Plastic
Okay,
Man.
all right.
Yeah, I'm down. I'd like to work with what's the raccoon and the Bradley Cooper raccoon in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Rocket.
Yeah.
Rocket. Yeah.
That's a good one.
I love
Wanna work with
Groot.
Dead and blow up some stuff.
There's actually a lot of comics where Storm works with Thor, and she has his hammer, and that's really cool.
So you've got your eyes on the hammer.
I think everyone in the world has their eyes on Thor's hammer, but I got the comic books to back it up, so.
And what about yourself?
Yeah, Thor's hammer.
Thor's hammer. Hands down.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm open to all ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Bring it on.
Well, you know, I grew up reading the comics, and they were part of the MCU. I mean, not they didn't call it the MCU, but you know, the MU. So for me, it's very natural for the X-Men to be part of the larger Marvel universe. For them to be, you know, I still remember the iconic, you know, cover with them in the Avengers. So I'd love to see them interacting with all the other Marvel characters, and obviously they're going to be now. So I'm all for it, and I'm excited to see what it's going to look like.
Which of those two sort of sets of characters, which characters are you most excited to see meet each other?
Gosh, I don't know. You know, before Endgame, I probably would have said Tony Stark and Magneto. There's something really interesting to me about Magneto entering into the MCU, just because his tonality is so different than the tones of those films. But I don't know. You know, I think sort of the possibilities are limitless. But I do like the idea of Magneto with Thor or with you know, some of the more comedic characters, and seeing what that interaction would be like.
And the way this film ends, I want to see more in the school now of what's next for like the academy and these. Now that you've grown older, these characters. I mean, what would you like to see for like a following sequel or spin-offs?
I don't know. I think that's a good question. Well, I think you go back to that place where most X-Men movies start, right? Like the X-Men are kind of now shunned by society again because of all this stuff happening with Jean, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if we would be accepted by the rest of the world at the end of this movie. What do you think? Where are we?
I want to be a science teacher.
Maybe we shouldn't spoil that for.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Zip the lip.
Yeah. Science.
Yeah, I guess I was gonna say something too that would spoil it.
Yeah.
Well, forget it. We can't answer your
Skip.
question. Sorry.
I want to be a science teacher. That's all I'm going to say. Is that there is a moment in the movie where you really see me like, this is what a cyclone looks like. And I'm like, I want to do that all the time. I want to be like, here's a little rain, precipitation.
That could be a spin-off.
Take notes, kids. Yeah, wouldn't that be so cool?
Or even just like as an educational series for kids.
Wouldn't that be so cool? Like Magic School Bus. I'm Miss Frizzle. Riding my Magic School
Yeah,
Bus.
I was thinking like Storm the Science Gal. Like, like Bill Nye the
Storm,
Science
Storm,
Guy.
Storm, Storm.
Sure.
Could do put like Mentos and soda bottles and things like
Yeah,
that too.
yeah.
I
That's
would
fun.
totally do stuff like that.
It's really fun.
Fun.
I feel like Storm would do maybe something bigger than the Mentos in the Coke bottle, right?
I don't
Yeah,
know
but
if
that's
there's anything
classic.
better than that.
No, I think that's
That is
classic.
pretty classic. I do remember
It's
that.
the baking soda and the vinegar too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Volcano.
Food coloring.
And I also just finally just wanted to ask you about New Mutants, because I absolutely love that trailer. It looks so cool. I mean, do you have any updates for us on like what's happening with it? 'Cause I can't wait to see that film.
Yeah, thanks. What's happening is we're going to do reshoots this year on that film, and it has a new release date from Disney. And I mean, that's really it. I mean, part of it was figuring out what the reshoots were going to be, the pickups, and the other part of it was getting that cast back together because, for all of these movies, Marvel's really brilliant at scheduling pickups into their budget and schedule so that it's just all prepared. And we have never been that smart. And so for us, we're always scrambling to get these actors back together so they're all in the same place at the same time. And it would seem simple on New Mutants because they're maybe not as big movie stars as the mainland X-Men movies, but a bunch of them are on TV shows, and almost all of them are on TV shows. So we got to wait until they get off their shows and they can all be in the same place at the same time. So that will be sometime this year. We'll do our pickups and the movie will come out.